Well, greetings, BCOT 247 students. This is Mr. D. We are on week 14 of our class here at Cerritos College on business communications, and we are winding down quickly. We only have a few more weeks left, and so I wanted to make sure I connected with you again and went over some of the things that you should be working on and doing over these last couple of weeks. And first off, I do want to just mention that some of you still have not commented on other students' presentations. So if you remember, one of the requirements before I will grade your presentation is that you view and comment on at least 2 other students' presentations, and then I'll grade yours. And I just want you to know, if you do not do that by the end of the semester, I will finally grade yours, but you will lose 10 points for not commenting and viewing on other students' presentations. So please do that this week or the next 2 weeks, and then that way I can not worry about deducting those points, and then I'll be able to grade yours and get all that grading done. I wanted to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're here on the home page in Canvas or in the dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and select one of our duplicate courses here, and as you know, we are in module number 3, and so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And we've been working on employment communications up to this point. So the last couple of weeks, you did your cover letter and you did your resume, and I graded a lot of those. A few of you, I did give you a 0, not because that's your final grade, but I just wanted to get your attention because either you didn't format your cover letter at all like a letter. So I want you to go back and give you the opportunity to do that to get a better score. I think all of the resumes I went ahead and graded as they were. Some of them were exceptional. Some of them needed a lot of work. And I did my best to give you notes and comments and feedback. But if you really want any personal feedback, you want to discuss it with me, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to go over your resume with you in more detail. It's very difficult to sit there and write all those notes. Some of you, I had literally 20 boxes of comments on your resume, and that just takes time. So it's a lot easier if we can meet one-on-one. So if you really have interest in making your resume better, more improved, and especially if you're looking for a job, maybe one of these jobs that you search for is one that you want to get, then meet with me, and I'll be happy to go in much more detail over that with you. Same thing with your interview questions. If you have an interview coming up, I'd be happy to go over that with you. And those were also, you guys did an exceptional job on most of those questions to the questions that you answered, so I was very impressed with that. But anyway, we're moving now into our final few weeks, and we're going to be doing a group writing assignment, which I did mention last week. In fact, last week you were supposed to connect with your group, and I want to highly encourage you, if you've not connected with your group yet, to do that. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. It wasn't quite set up last week when I did the video, but this week it is. I've already seen a lot of students interacting with one another, which is great, but please do not neglect getting back to your group or connecting with them, because this brings a lot of frustration and disappointment to the other students when somebody just doesn't get back to them. So please take 5 minutes, get back in touch with your group if you're able to work together with them. By the way, it is required that you work as a group, and if you choose to do the assignment on your own, you will be penalized for that a little bit. But because I really want you to do this together. I think the outcome is better as well when you do it together. And this is very popular in the business world today, collaborative writing. So I really want you to work together as a group. And so you might say, well, how do I find my group? So I'm going to come down here. We were in week 14, and it was last week, start final group writing assignment. I'm going to go ahead and move that down because that's going to follow us now for the next 3 weeks. If you select that assignment, that gives you the explanation of it. Now, in my case, if you see there, I can see all 5 groups for this particular class. You might see nothing there like I do. So the best thing to do is, once you're on our page, is come over here to the People button, select People, and then right up here it says Final Project Groups at the very top tab right here. I'm circling it. And if you select that, then in my case it's going to show all of the groups, but in your case it would just show your group. And so you would just see Final Project Group 3 if that's your group. And if that's your group, come all the way over to the right, and there's 3 little dots here. You can't see them because of my picture, so I'm going to pick the one above that. You can kind of see it. It's behind there. It's actually kind of behind my border, so you can't quite see it, but it's all the way to the right. See if I can move my page. I can't quite move it either. That's kind of strange. Anyway, it's 3 little dots. So if you select that, it'll open up a menu. You can see the menu, and the very top one says Visit Group Homepage. And if you select that, it actually brings you into a page that only you and your other 2 or 3 group members can communicate with one another. Nobody else sees it. And if you come up here to announcements, you can then communicate with your group. In this case, there's already some announcements in there for this particular group. So you can read the announcements. You can hit reply to any of these announcements if you want to, and by clicking reply down the bottom here, and that'll allow you to communicate and dialogue with your group. Some of the groups set up a different app to communicate with on, some kind of a texting chain or whatever you guys need to do. But you need to select an assignment. There's a couple of options in the assignment. You need to decide together which one you want to do. And then you need to divvy up the work and you need to do it. And then it needs to be turned in by the last day of class this semester. So anyway, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to select the class at the top here. And that brings us back to our course homepage. So that's the main thing, is getting into the writing assignment. You still do have, by the way, a homework assignment. And you still have a quiz for these 2 weeks. So you have a check-in assignment, again, on Chapter 10. You have a homework assignment, which is to search for a business report or proposal. So you just need to give me an example of one, and they're pretty easy to find. And then you have a quiz on Chapter 10. Just want to make sure you understand the content of the material. Next week, we'll be looking at our final chapter. Let's see. Yeah, that was this week. And then next week's actually going to be our final week. So you're going to be looking at, we're already looked at Chapter 9 this past week. So Chapter 10 is the last week. And so we're pretty much wrapping it up. And then the final week, you're just going to have a final check-in assignment, which is just personal questions. Then you have your exam number 3, which is your final exam. You have an SLO post-test, which is it's just to see what you've learned. It's going to be compared to your pre-test that you took. And then you also have a group evaluation form. If you select that, there is a group evaluation form, and that is required to make sure everybody equally contributed to your group project. So make sure that you fill that out. It's anonymous, and put the names of everybody in your group, and then you rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 on various areas of the assignment. If somebody did not participate and they score very low by all the other members of the group, then I will definitely penalize their final score. Whatever your final grade is that you got together, they would get a lesser grade. And if they didn't participate at all, they'll get no grade. So anyway, that's the plan. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I do have my office hours on Monday at 10, Monday at 11. So you can log in there by using the office hours link on the homepage in Canvas, and you can meet with me there. We can go over this. And if you need to meet me at another time and that's not working for you, just get a hold of me and I will be happy to set up a time to meet with you. The link is right here. It says office hours. Just select that at 11 a.m. Let's see, I think it's 11 to 12. 11 to 12 a.m. on Monday. So anytime on Monday you want to meet with me, or again, just get a hold of me and we'll work out a different time that works for you. So that's it. We have one more week of class after this. So keep up the good work. Make sure you connect with your group. Get writing on that final writing assignment, and continue, like